All right, let's get into the next discussion now. Ahead of Saturday's governorship election in Ekiti State, the British government has advised the Independent National Electoral Commission and political parties to ensure that the exercise is free, fair and credible.
The British intervention came through its High Commissioner to Nigeria, Paul Arkwright, after meeting with the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Adams Oshomole. The British High Commissioner stated that Britain is interested in seeing that the people of Ekiti State are allowed to freely express their opinion and vote in line with their conscience.
Well, he added that the UK mission will send observers for the Ekiti election to ensure it is free and fair. This coming on the heels of the alarm raised by Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose that some stakeholders were plotting to rig the election. All right, we have joining us in the studio a political analyst, Bola Oba, and he has been following what has been going on in Ekiti. Good morning. Nice to see you, Bola.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
It's always a pleasure to be on your set.
Exactly. Now,
the couple, the news couple of the year. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that.
no, I didn't hear anything.
You already did. You already broke the eggs. You cannot pack it back.
Let's get into this issue right now. In the build-up to the 2015 election, the U.S. was very interested in what happened, and we saw how they had to get the Secretary of State, John Kerry, to come to Nigeria, speak to the candidates and all of that. The UK is expressing concerns now, trying to ensure that things don't get overboard.
Out of hand.
But is this a reflection of the fact that Nigeria itself is not handling, or maybe the vibes or the body language is not handling things well, that external forces or friends of Nigeria have to send warnings or send in observations to preparation for elections?
Our democracy is still very nascent relative to hundreds of years in, say, Britain or United States of America. And it is only proper and fit, especially when Nigerian politicians make such vociferous noises that the international community, who may have to clean up after us. You can imagine if there were to be problems in Nigeria today. I may not know of any other family, but in my family, everybody has a passport that will just make them think United Kingdom is home.
There you go.
And to be honest with you, if you just have 30% of Lagos in United Kingdom, you will choke the infrastructure. Lagos is about 22, 24 million, and let's be honest with ourselves, if only 1.5 to 2 million find their way to Europe and ultimately head for United Kingdom, to choke there. So
in other words, the UK actually has a stake in ensuring that these elections, whether it is Ekiti or the general elections come 2019, actually go well.
The stability of Nigeria, in a way, is peace for them.
You can say that again. It's so now that, 30,000 policemen, 500 road safety, over 4,000 military men will be deployed. Of course, all the deployments, the IG has said, is to ensure free, fair and credible elections. INEC too has, re-echoed that. Every other stakeholder who has one thing or the other to do with the Ekiti election has said we need this deployment. Is this good?
I think it's about time the civil society organizations, I think it's about time they probed the integrity of the figures that are usually bandied.
Well, the reps has raised issues as far as that's concerned.
Oh, yes. Yeah. But I think it's about time, too, that beyond the political atmosphere that is ensuing now, that may make an average Nigerian to think the reps or the Senate, these are largely renegades and opponents, renegades of the ruling party and opponents of the ruling party, and they would do anything to I think we are just at that juncture where it is necessary to probe the integrity of some of the figures that are bandied, especially when we're having some of these state elections. You can't tell me that you'll be putting 30,000 policemen in Ekiti, combined with thousands of civil defense operatives,
about 19,000.
Federal Road
NSCDC.
Safety Corps operatives, and some other security entities. But having said that, one cannot dispute the fact that elections in Nigeria today are like keys to the vaults of an unaccountable bank. Everybody wants to win, and the desperation with which our politicians approach elections, because it's a winner-takes-all electoral atmosphere, and the winner goes to town with all material beneficence, and the loser loses everything. The conduct of election has then defined itself in the very manner with which we move literal cash in Nigeria. Have you ever seen cash being moved in Nigeria? You see all those
bullion vans.
You see all those bullion vans. You see a police this thing at the front. You see another police
here and there.
But you go to other societies,
you don't even
know when money is
you just see bullion vans going. You wouldn't even know if the bullion van is basically taking some security documents that you are never connected to. But once you see bullion vans here,
you know it's money.
You know it's money.
So they announce themselves even when no one is noticing them.
So electoral contestations are like contesting to legitimately own the keys to many bullion vans.
Okay, now let's take our minds back to Monday. There was a meeting called by INEC chairman and the Inspector General of Police. All political parties involved, all candidates come so we can sit down and talk as to how to conduct ourselves in the build up to the election. And one way or the other,
it went rowdy.
The meeting failed. What vibes or what implication is that having, or is that going to have?
I wasn't quite surprised that it went basic. And I wasn't surprised because those of us who know Fayose well enough will not be surprised, because when he believes that you are putting him at a disadvantage, he will throw all pans, all spoons, and all plates into the sink. The mood Fayose is now, it will be very hard to get him or any of his loyal followers to engage with you at the point of, it has always worked for him.
In a civil manner. But the same conduct seems to be coming from both sides.
From both sides. It wasn't just one
displaying this level of desperation.
And I will tell you why. And I will tell you why it's coming from both sides. I think it's about time I made a confession.
Yes. Okay.
That I'm a member of a Fayemi media group.
Okay.
I occasionally give them advice. I think it's fair.
We're just getting to know that.
I think it's fair on national TV to. I hate deceiving my public, but I've always told them that you cannot match Fayose at his game. And let's be very honest with ourselves. Some elements in the Fayemi strategy team believe that it was about time they took the game to him, the way he plays it. Because they believed that all the advantages that he used to ramrod Fayemi
in
2014, they have those advantages to earn now. And you know what? even within the context of the fact that Fayemi may not totally subscribe to it, or indeed, Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari may not totally subscribe to the degree to which those agencies or forces were used in 2014. Let's also, on the pretext of the fact that we control them now, let's also, But the point is that if they play at that game, they will lose to Fayose. It's Fayose's game.
That's his own tough.
If you want to reason along with the Ekiti people. If you think you can beat Fayose at the game of, there are some words.
Unfortunately, it's not between Fayemi and Fayose, but let's leave that.
Ironically,
let's just leave that
technically, we're in the era of technical defeat of Boko Haram. Technically,
before you take us away from what we're talking about, this rigging, planned rigging allegations, and of course the UK intervening and saying, do all you can to ensure that no such thing happens. What do you make of the arrest? Was it yesterday or the day before? Of printing press allegedly printing ballot papers
and coincidentally his name is
Fayose. Can you imagine that?
And I think the Lagos police authorities should be very careful not to
further complicate
Adelia told you that in a way I'm more pro-Fayemi than. But when I read this thing yesterday, I was thinking, they should be very careful.
Okay.
Because if Fayose would always want to give you the impression that, they are outsiders. They are coming to hound us. Ekiti people, resist them. And the history of Yoruba land, the Jeshas and the Ekitis, given what they suffered before they emancipated themselves during Kiriji War, an average Jesha man and an average Ekiti man, if he believes as an outsider Yoruba or your Yoruba or outside Yoruba, you are coming to dictate to him, he will overgo into ultra stubbornness with you. It's just the history of Yoruba. History that is still less than 200 years old. So they have a peculiar innate stubbornness about them, because they had to fight to emancipate themselves from Ibadan suzerainty. They are jealous of Ibadan at a point we're lording over them. So if you want to instigate an average Ekiti man, Ijesha man, or Ondo man against the other Yorubas, just say the coastal Yorubas are coming to dictate to you.
And that's still playing out today.
And Fayose is using it effectively now.
Okay.
You went to campaign. I was sharing with governors who went to campaign. A governor was campaigning in Ibira language to supposedly Ekiti voters.
But he said his own people, his people are also there.
His people, those who are going to vote.
They reside. He said the people reside there. So he's speaking to the people.
Pick another topic.
We have to leave it here now. Well, thank you so much for coming on the program. Certainly, it's a build-up to the election. We'll have time to talk about all the issues from Ekiti even more as we get along. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes.